In this video, I set off on a solo sail where I end up at a beautiful Greek island where I have to solo med more. There, a mega yacht nearly does major damage to my boat. I started this day on the seawall at Keithnos. Alright, just finished my run this morning, and it's fortunately the swell is about the only place, outside of the east, that's the only place that it's not really good for here, so it's kind of rough here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pack. I plan on staying one more night, but I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and head out. Cool little town though, ran into some viewers, had a couple dinners with them, had some beers and drinks and all that. We had a good time, so you know, run into people all over the place. But I'll be packing up now. All right, I got the dinghy and everything pulled up. I'm gonna get out of here, start the motor. The only gripe I have on this boat is that the anchor chain tends to castle a lot. All right, of course, you know, the direction I'm going is where the wind's coming from, so it always is down here. But heading around 15 miles, it's probably more like 18 miles by the time you get up and around over to Kia. Burkari is a cool little town. I've been there a few times. So stop there, spend a couple nights there, and we'll see what happens. That's the med for you. It's some unforecasted wind blowing 30 knots out of here. It's supposed to be like 10, 15. But heading straight into it, so it's a little rough, but I got like 7 miles to go. Only doing like 4.5 knots because, you know, going straight into this, you know, I mean, it's a solid boat, but it's only a 40 horsepower motor and it's a 37-foot boat. I like to see, I mean, on these small boats, they just don't do much more than that, but I like to see, if you're on a 40-foot boat, have a 60-horse motor, you know, 50% more than your foot. You know, it just, that way you can do 7 knots on your motor, 7.5, maybe 8. And then in conditions like this, you're still gonna be able to do 6 knots. But whatever, it's just a little rough, we'll get there. So the wind picked up more out of the east. I just have the head sail, that motor sailing right now. I only got a couple miles to go, so it's not worth putting everything up and doing it. But hey, we're going 6.5 knots now instead of 4.5.
Show me light, show me love. Make it change, time is up.
Most of the time there's plenty of people on the dock waiting to catch lines and help you med bore, but in this case there was not. I had to do it myself.
This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got.
Well, I was able to med more all by myself. Nobody came out to help, but you know, he's back up close enough to the dock where you can jump off. Piece of cake. I got it all set away. I need to finish editing video just because I need to get it uploading because I got to publish it today. And then I'm going to find a little cafe for lunch.
Show me love, show me love. Show me love.
Alright, so made it here. This is the island of Kia. This little town is called Burkari. There is actually a bigger town around the way, but I kind of like this one a little better. The other one's got like a ferry dock and all that, and it's a lot busier. This is it's a little quieter over here. Not as much stuff, but you can rent a scooter, which I will do. I've already texted the guy, so hopefully I'll get a scooter. But anyway, I'm gonna go to lunch now, film a little bit of this, and I'll give you a better tour of it later. This is almost what I love about Greece. I mean, this is pretty great, right? You have my boat right there, a little cafe, cold beer, you know, pretty nice spot. There's a couple spots I like a little better, but this is like one of the top ones as far as like just vibe and all that. So pretty cool. I'll show you my top spot in a couple weeks when we get there. But yeah, nice little spot and have a cold beer. They have some nice tacos here. It's kind of nice to eat some non-Greek food every now and again. And I'm gonna rent a moto this afternoon, and then we'll see what happens. One thing that's always a hassle on a boat is laundry. I've been fortunate enough, my last 2 boats had a washer and a dryer, which makes it so convenient. But the problem is you know, this boat, it's really too small to have a washer dryer. So people ask, how do I do the laundry? Well, I've got a bucket, so I'll do it hand wash there if I've got access to a lot of water, like if I'm at the dock and I can just use that water, and then just hang everything on the lines and it goes. Or like there's laundromats sometimes when you're out cruising here, and there is one on this island, so I'm gonna take my stuff there. But first I'm gonna take the covers off these cushions because it's been 2.5 months, and so they're getting a little grungy. I'm gonna wash those. So it's nice, you know, These things zip right off, and I can just throw them in the washing machine. Good to go. This is always the fun part of the day. All the charter boats coming in and they're making a mess out of trying to med more. I mean, there's a crosswind, so it makes it a little harder, but like everybody's really messing up bad. That's pretty funny. There's some people making a big mess of it. Like they picked up this guy's anchor, and now they're pulling him along because they got his anchor stuck. They got their. So the boat out there, Moby Dick, picked up the boats next to me anchor, and they moved it, and now it's slack. And this person, I saw him leave in a van, pack up a bag, and leave. So like they're not on this boat, and they've got it locked up. I don't know. I mean, I might try to get over there, and I'm gonna talk to the port captain and see if it's what he wants to do, because like this guy's anchor now is not set. Okay, so boat next to me, somebody yesterday picked up their anchor, and so rather than reset their anchor, they just pulled it in a little. And then today leaving, somebody picked up their anchor again, and so their boat was going back against the side. The anchor's just not holding. So like I've got him now tied to me to keep him off this rail. I went on his boat and pulled in on his anchor chain. My fear is there's not enough chain left out there because it's 14 meters deep out there, so it's straight down. And that may be getting a little bit of help right now. I want somebody else to make that decision before I pull that anchor up anymore. So I don't want to. So I've got him tied to me, but.
The owner of the boat eventually came and moved their boat, and then a mega yacht came and anchored next to me. They dropped their anchor way too close to my line and were very close. The mega yacht didn't stay very long and decided to move their boat, which would lead to problems. Rather than going straight out, they turned in front of my line where they're picking up their anchor and dragged their anchor across my chain. And they were going so fast when they picked up my anchor, they nearly pulled it, the chain, and the windlass right off my boat as it twisted against the dock. I quickly had to let out chain, so they stopped pulling it, and then I had to turn my motor on to keep me from backing up against the dock. The yacht crew had to scramble to get the anchors free.
He almost pulled it right off my boat.
Release your chain.
My problem is when I pull the chain up, I might need somebody up there. Yeah, if you don't mind. Hang on 1 second, I'll show you. Oh, hang on, wait. Don't hit it too many times. Wait. Just wait! I'm getting in position. Okay, drop. He wants us a little more that side. Loop it around and knot it off until we get it ready. All right, I'm gonna turn. You can knock it off, and I'll go up that way. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Just tie it off there for now. We'll get the chain set and then. Well, that was a shit show. Luckily, nothing broke, so that I haven't even looked at the footage yet. I was flying the drone when it happened, but the mega yacht that was next to me when they left, they grabbed my anchor when they were pulling up theirs, and were leaving with it. And they were going like 2 or 3 knots when they were left, and it almost ripped my anchor right off my boat. So I had to turn my engine on and motor against the seawall to keep me off the seawall, and then let all my chain out because they were running away with it, and it took them a while to get it corrected, but it was could have been real bad. People need to learn how to drive their boats.